Hi, my name is Peter Code. I'm the Economic Development Coordinator for the City of Santa Cruz.
Hi, I'm Ruthie. I'm one of the fellows who worked with the City of Santa Cruz this year.
So Santa Cruz is not only one of the best small cities in America, we're also the smallest city to ever participate in the Code for America fellowship program. And a city of our size with our geography, we face a unique set of challenges. We may be tiny, but we have great resources. Not only do we have a major research institution at UC Santa Cruz, but we host 3 million visitors per year to our beaches, our boardwalk, and our surf breaks. That's Steamer's Lane. Like all cities across California, we have fiscal and economic issues. A lot of our employment base is in services and hospitality, which has a lot of seasonal variability and effects on our employment rate. And more distressingly, we export a third of our high-value workforce over the hill to Silicon Valley. We want to make a community that's not only a great place to live, but also a great place to live and to set up a business. The vast majority of the 5,500 businesses in Santa Cruz report having 10 or fewer employees, from sole practitioners working in medical officers to shopkeepers, designers, and developers working out of our co-working spaces. These people are the backbone of the local economy, and we want more of them, but oftentimes entrepreneurs are not experts in how to access government services and help.
And when it comes to permitting for small businesses, permitting a small business is a routine and everyday occurrence for government, but it's a complex and really rare interaction for an entrepreneur.
Yeah, they're better at inventing the camera phone or the wetsuit or coming up with Odwalla, all of which were born in Santa Cruz.
We don't like to brag, though. And that's why we built OpenCounter, which is an online permitting platform for small businesses. And before we go into what OpenCounter is, I want to explain the name. In Santa Cruz, the main point of contact for entrepreneurs is the planning department. Now, due to budget cuts, the planning department's counter is open from 7:30 a.m. to 12 noon, Monday through Thursday, which is like a really convenient time of day for everyone. It's only 18 hours a week, and it can be frustrating for folks like our user, Annie, who's thinking of starting a business, to show up to City Hall and find the counter closed. So we put it online. We first give Annie context and connections. She starts off by learning the big picture about what it takes to get a business started in Santa Cruz, and then we let her know who's available to help. We even tell her if the counter's open right now, just in case she wants to go and speak with someone in person. At any point in the process, Annie can email a planner with a question, and that email will automatically include all of the information she's provided so far and all of the information that OpenCounter has figured out or calculated on her behalf. What we're trying to do is take the guesswork out of permitting for Annie. The next thing we do is we ask Annie to provide some context about herself, about her business, and about where her business is going to be located. And if you've ever filled out a stack of paperwork before, you know how annoying it is to have to enter your name and email address and phone number and mailing address and et cetera over and over and over and over again. It can be frustrating. And so what we wanted to make sure is that OpenCounter only asks you for each piece of information once.
So using that information that OpenCounter collects, the program then steps you through all of the city, county, state, and sometimes federal requirements that your business will require in your location. What we try and do is not throw the phone book at the user. We only give them the information that they need in easily digestible chunks written in plain English. We've parsed the zoning code and can tell people whether a business is allowed in a certain location, and if so, what the permits that they will need.
We even built an interface for the planning staff so that they can keep those rules up to date without needing to involve a developer. For each requirement, OpenCounter explains why it applies, and in some cases, in cases where it matters, calculates how much the fee is associated with it. Now, if Annie hasn't picked out a site for her business yet, we can help her with that too. We allow her to visually explore the different zoning districts in Santa Cruz so you get a sense of what the commercial district actually means, what that corridor actually translates to in terms of what part of town that is. And we also display a map of available commercial real estate in Santa Cruz that's updated regularly. By the way, that data comes from Santa Cruz's open data portal, which fellow Jim Craner is going to talk about this afternoon. We also recognize that most people will not get through OpenCounter, will not get through the entire permitting process in one sitting. So we automatically save Annie's information, and when she comes back, she only has to enter her email address to pick right back up where she left off. Finally, once Annie has stepped all the way through all of the requirements that might apply to her business, we present her with a summary screen that gives her a checklist that she can walk away with, what she needs to do, in what order, and how much it will cost her. Going forward, we're exploring tighter integration with cities' back office planning and payment systems, and we're also modularizing OpenCounter to work with other cities across California. If you're starting a business in Santa Cruz, we want to help you get your business from an idea to a sign on the wall. Unless you're working from home, in which case you can't put up a sign according to the zoning code in Santa Cruz, just so you know.
OpenCounter wouldn't be possible without the help and dedication of many, many people. From the years of work that it took our IT department to unify the backends, our planning and project management systems, to the skills, patience, and enthusiasm of our counter staff in finance and planning and building and public works, to the half a dozen or so fellows, many of which are here today, that actually put in code on this repository. It's been a real team effort. The project also took a lot of leadership, not only from our city council and city manager's office, but also the department heads, and particularly our CTO, Chris Stathis, who has made an incredibly complicated project go in less than a year. It's been an amazing experience. We'd also like to thank our sponsors, the Community Foundation of Santa Cruz County, the Silicon Valley Economic Development Alliance, and many of our sister cities on the Central Coast and in the South Bay. We didn't do it alone. OpenCounter wasn't the only thing that we built with CfA this year. Ruthie already mentioned the open data platform that Jim Craner put together using CCAN. That's up and running at data.cityofsantacruz.com. We also repainted a number of bike lockers around town because they look like utility cabinets. And Tamara also redid wayfinding around City Hall with the help of our arts program manager, Crystal Burns. I'd also like to point out that Tamara came up with the MVP and a lot of the work that went into OpenCounter, as well as coming up with the name. So we wanted to thank her for that as well. I hope what we've built will be appreciated by the next generation of entrepreneurs that make Santa Cruz their home.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what we build.